What's up, folks? This is PowerWash Simulator, and we're apparently gonna fix up a carousel. Oh, we can make it move. Anyways, I just thought about doing a nice, relaxing game. Take a little break from the survival horror, and just goof around and we'll just kind of talk about a couple things regarding the tabletop fun that we, like so many others, enjoy. So lately, I've had the pleasure of participating in, as usual, my Sunday campaign and Friday, and one of the joys that I love experiencing is when a new person who has mostly been a player decides they want to pick up being a DM, or they want to run a one-shot, or even, that they decide to just learn about the experience. I haven't really picked up the books and all that quite yet. They're just asking more experienced folks about their experiences as a DM, and it's such a wonderful feeling to pass on the many things that you've learned through failure and trial and error, and talk honestly, like playing other people's campaigns or listening to other people talk about the things that they've done. I have a few people who will occasionally message me and ask me questions about DMing and stuff, and I think it's more because they just want someone to talk to about their ideas, and less so that I have too much to offer, because a lot of times people have really good ideas. They don't need somebody telling them it's a good idea necessarily. They just need somebody to bounce ideas off of, and that's really a lot of the creative process is, running something by somebody and seeing if they, if they change a couple things or if they leave it, But my good buddy Tim, many of you have probably seen him as a special guest during our prop hunt games, as well as the Civilization game that we played. Gotta try that again soon. I'm terrible. But he's picking up a game where the premise is essentially like you're a shipping company, or even I think it's you work for a shipping company as escorts or explorers for the set of islands known as the Shattered Teeth within the realm of Exandria. And we all made characters. He's a new DM, so he was very particular about how many people he was going to be having join. And one thing I appreciate about the new DMs is, they're very conscious about their limits, and that's not a bad thing. It's very much a good boundary to have, not because you want to say no to people, but just for the fact that comfort is so essential to the process and idea of a DM, that if you're putting yourself so far out of comfort zones that you cannot function and be creative, it's really not going to work. You're just going to be stressing the whole time. But everything's still in the early stages, but man, it's such an interesting premise to have, being at sea. Me personally, I picked a artificer, a dwarf artificer named Sheffield, who I kind of am having him a mix between the merchant from Resident Evil 4, a little bit of Danny DeVito, a little bit of Smee from the movie Hook, you know, a little bit of everything. But he loves his explosives. He doesn't cast magic. He uses a very specialized set of gauntlets to replicate different effects using various chemicals and combustion engines and things like that. Loves his firearms too. And doesn't quite understand. Not understand. I guess he likes to think that he understands how they work, and so therefore they should be safe in the right hands because he has built them, right? But then I think my goal is to have him kind of realize, oh, some things that I've made maybe not suitable for all ages. I guess is the idea. You know. Ooh. There we go. Alright. I was trying to figure out how that works. But I love the idea of exploration. It's not really explored too much in D&D. A lot of times it's you fast travel from point A to point B, and it makes it difficult to make that transition interesting. We discussed it a little bit in our video about linking stuff together, drawing in the sand, so to speak. But as a player, you know, you don't want to be like trudging along and having the hardest time getting from one town to another or one island to another or whatever setting it is. But also, like, it sucks to just like have a loading screen and you just go on to the next area. It's such a delicate balance of what's fun and what isn't. I know that sounds like so like confusing, but it's true. You know, you want to have that happy medium where something could happen, but you don't want it to be like a Pokemon battle where you're like walking into the grass and then something pops out. That's not always fun. Sometimes it is. Hi there, are you free to come over to the national park? I have a treehouse that sort of needs to slimming and degrimming if you can put the time in. Possibly. I have indeed commenced work. I'm working on your polls, Mr. Bernard. But yeah, I just I've been really appreciating the wonderful baton passing to new DMs because they bring such a fresh pair of eyes to the art form. And make no mistake, that you know, D&D is a game, but it's still an art form to both be a player and to be a DM because you're creating something. And to me, if you're making something, you're an artist. And everybody makes something, you know. Or I think we should. With how, you know, strenuous it is going to work every week, trying to sustain a life. You don't really get to settle down too much and just play a game or do a small hobby. It's such a task trying to schedule it. I mean, hell, like I do this as often as I can. And it's like twice a week. I get to play games twice a week, and it's not because, you know, I don't want to. It's just, you know, you work 40 plus hours a week and you come home and you got chores and doctor's appointments and dinner to make, other people to see, you know. I love playing games, playing D&D, but it's also something where finding the balance between all of that is probably one of the biggest challenges of adulthood, in my opinion. Of course, no matter what happens, you know, shit has to get done. But to be able to sit down, enjoy a game of any kind is just like, to me, that's like, as if you can balance out work and play, it's such a luxury to have. I remember old jobs when the only thing you did was like you go to work, you come home, you eat, you shower, you go to sleep, you go to work again, and you repeat it over again. And you know, you do what you got to do, but eventually it starts wearing you down to the point where you're gonna start questioning over like what you're doing. You know, as I said, you do what you got to do, but you know, it's not really living, it's just surviving, in my opinion. Some people may enjoy it, but I don't. Everybody's different. I know folks who, you know, they love working. Every day of their lives, they just enjoy going to work, and I love my job. But at the same time, though, when I'm off of work, it feels real nice to just sit here and, you know, shoot some zombies and have the shit scared out of me. Maybe jump on here and clean some stuff. So many people look at me like I'm crazy because I enjoy being scared, or like I enjoy doing this. But it's the, I guess, the selfishness of it. It sounds so bad, but it's true. I'm gonna be honest. It's that selfishness where I get to just sit down and just do something. Just do something that's pointless, and enjoying my time playing a game, focusing on the very simple tasks at hand: to clean a carousel, to shoot a zombie, to survive the encounter, you know. And when I get to make those like Dungeons and Dragons characters, when I've, you know, very often am the DM, it's so much fun to just sit there and play in the sandbox that somebody else made. You get to see them really stretch their muscles of creativity, and you can see when, you know, they have that self-doubt, but it just fades away as soon as they have an idea they're really passionate about. I just love it. It's just a testament to, you know, what human beings can do. You know, we're not just, you know, laborers. We're artists. That's what makes us special. You know, I remember hearing the Robin Williams quote that, you know, math, science, engineering, these are all noble feats. Something that, you know, it's necessary for life. But, you know, art, music, any kind of crafting, any kind of storytelling, you know, we become like gods of our own little itty-bitty worlds when we create like that, and I love it. You know, I love what we can do. I love the extent to which we'll go to tell a story of what amuses us, what makes us have feelings, or escape from real life feelings. There's that too. There's the escape element. Looks like we made a loop around. Okay, it looks like we're on to the horses. And it's really hard to find a good game. It's hard to find a good DM. You know, it's hard to find good players. That's one of the very difficult balances that you encounter as well, not just with regular life. It's also with the game in life. You know, and everyone's got their own standards of which they want to play. Because, like, you know, my maximum for players is, I would say, like 6 or 7. 7's pushing it, and it's less because I don't want people there, and it's more because making encounters, as well as trying to give everyone an equal focus, is challenging. It's very difficult to give everybody like an equal share of your time for the story. It's not impossible, but it definitely takes a little bit of rationing out, and sometimes you end up shorting somebody, especially when you start edging on the high single digits. And personally, I just am not a fan. Switch on over to this. So the horse is done. What am I missing on the pole here? Nothing that I know of. Aha. Okay, I'm still not seeing it. Aha. I don't see it. I'll have to come back. But I would imagine everybody has very similar and, you know, different experiences on putting together a game. Different challenges on what you can tolerate, you know. I hear a lot of people complain about rules lawyers, and I understand. You know, not everything has to be precisely by the book. I change all kinds of crap. But I think the big thing, and that I think is kind of a big thing that I see as a problem, is DMs go into it going, I'm the DM, I'm gone, what I say goes. And it's true, what you say does go. But the thing, like, that's a difficult balance is you can still be wrong. I hate to say that, I've been wrong. And I, over many years, have kind of gotten a good idea of what I'm doing. And I'm still wrong. You know, and, you know, it's a very easy slippery slope of I can do whatever I want. There's no one to stop me. Yeah, there's not. And that's kind of the problem. You know, and so many times I've heard you know, DM say that someone was being a rules lawyer. And all they were doing was being a little annoyed that the DM changed how their class worked, like last minute, in the middle of a game. It's just like, oh, that's not how, you know, that mechanic works. And you're like, all right, well, I guess I don't know how to play a rogue anymore, or I don't know how my spellcasting works because you didn't like, you know, how spellcasting worked. I'm gonna have a problem with these damn rods the whole time, aren't I? You know what? I'm gonna cheat. Was it this one? No? Did it do anything? No. Yeah, I don't see it. Anything? No? Just shooting its crotch? I mean, I've gone over this whole thing. Oh, you know what? I'm gonna be freaking pissed. I fucking knew it. I knew it. They move. See? New perspective. It's all about perspective. Everybody needs perspective. Everybody needs a little spray down. Pressure washer Bob Rouse is back. There are no mistakes. Only new attachments. We aren't a Jedi, we're more like a Sith. Our passions are what drive us. We'll spray down every horse we can find. And you know, like, I think I've gotten to that point in my life where I just don't give a crap if people think I'm stupid. Because I have fun being a goober. You know? And it's like, who cares? May as well have fun being me. Because it's really hard sometimes. May as well just have a good time. Play some stupid games. do the things I want to do. Horse rod. Push the button. There we go, I did it. See how easy that is? It's not. It's not easy. We're just doing our best. Because everybody needs to have a good time with something throughout the week. I said a lot in my earlier videos, but I really try to encourage people to do whatever it is they enjoy during their week, because if all you do is work, you're going to get so burnt out so fast, you're not going to be able to do a good job at anything that you do. Let's do all the ground first. Let's start from the bottom up. That's what we'll do. So I've said it a few times, I would love to hear about people's games. Their D&D games, their any tabletop RPG games. There's a lot of cool systems out there that I'm not super familiar with. So I'd love to hear what people are playing. I'd love to hear what people hope to play, or what they would love to see. So the whole point of the channel is just sharing our love for games. You know, this isn't some weird shot to be famous, because it's an empty purpose for me. It's just sharing our passions for all the things that we enjoy. And it's a fun experience. I've had a lot of fun doing this. It's been a really cool year. It's been really satisfying seeing a timestamp on how much I've attempted to have a good time every week, how much time I've dedicated every week to having time to just play a game. It's unbelievably satisfying, especially when I've lived quite a few years where I just never had time for anything, you know. You just did what you had to do all the time and never what you wanted to do, and it's not a good balance. It's not how the world works. As much as people who employ people say it, hard work does pay off. It does, but also so does playtime. Playtime pays off because it resets everything. And that's what I've been getting out of this. It's a nice reset every week to just be a total goof off. Like, I don't have to take myself seriously. You know, I get to share a gaming experience with my friends. I get to see Josh share his experiences with the games he's playing from across, you know, across the landmass. And that's like such an awesome feeling. And now with all the new technology with tabletop RPGs, you can enjoy that across the states and the pond. All my friends are from another state mostly, and I know a lot of people are really hardcore into the in-person games, and yeah, that's what I grew up on. Was those in-person games, but god damn, they're hard to keep going. They're really hard to organize because everybody has their... Come on now. Everybody has their personal business moving about, you know. There we are. Everybody's got work, everybody's got family they gotta go see. It's a pretty difficult thing to arrange. So when you can just sit in your jammies and, you know, be ugly and proud. I'm ugly and I'm proud. Come on now. There we go. I'll see it. Ooh, the light bulbs turn on once I go over it. That's pretty rad. That's really satisfying. But yeah, I'd love to hear about everybody's, like, you know, homebrew creatures. They're really interesting NPCs they really were interested to build, or this encounter that they really wanted to work, or even like the failures, like, oh, I tried this thing and I totally screwed it up. Because your failure might be somebody else's learning experience, and you know, you're adapting to that challenge can bring perspective to somebody who has no idea what they're looking for. I've had so many privileges to pass this hobby on to people, and I don't take it as a ego trip. I take it as a, something important to the world. I know that doesn't seem like, in the grand scheme of things, all that important, but sharing stories is, how history is made. Even if it's fictional history, Some of the greatest stories ever told never happened. With legends like Marvel, DC, Star Wars, Lord of the Rings, it's all something that somebody made up, and it's just as epic and cool. This won't be a long one. I won't do this whole carousel because it's a big project. Just want to get a little bit of the venom goo off of this. Just enjoy a small amount of time cleaning something pointless. I'd love to hear what silly, pointless, relaxing thing that you did this week. Or what really important, I should rephrase that, what really important, pointless thing that you did this week. Did you just sit down and learn to do something? Okay. I don't know why looking up is really disorienting. Oh, they're individual little things. Come on now, you're almost there. Okay, that one. Let's do the frames and then we'll be good. So satisfying. There we are. Oh, I see. They're individual things. There we go. There we go. The topper. I'm not seeing the topper on this. Well, let's move on. Just a few more minutes. Just a couple splashes of this, a splash of that. Man, it's been nice just to give this thing a spray down and not have a super strict agenda. You know, just sitting here talking about nothing and nobody in particular, just shooting the shit. Anybody who might want to listen. Isn't that great? Wow! Does this count as on the outside? Oh, it does. And each individual one. Oh, god damn. Gotta be very thorough. A dab will definitely not do you on this one. You gotta get a whole smack dab in the middle. There we go. We're almost done with the bottom half. We're at 70%. Well, folks, that's I think that's a good place to stop. Just, I wanted to relax. I wanted to play a little bit of, you know, something mindless. I hope you guys get to do something like that too. I had so much fun in this, you know, past like 6 months or so that we've been doing this. I think that's about how long it's been. But I hope I'm doing it for a lot longer. You know, I have no concrete goal with this because that's the point. It's just relaxing time. So I mean, I hope people enjoy it because I sure do. I hope Josh does. Hope Tim does. I hope all my friends, get to hop on and do something they enjoy as well. I'd love to see more of them do their games. Um, I enjoy watching other people have fun in such a huge capacity. Um, but hopefully, there's a lot more to come because it's been such a fulfilling experience. So, anyone who has been watching, as always, thank you so much. You have been such a fun audience to play games for, even if it's just a little bitty audience. And the occasional, couple hundred views on a video makes me feel good, but it's not the goal. So, even if it's just a few of you, thank you for being you, and thank you for tuning in. My name is the Gatman, and I'll catch you guys later. Bye.